course at the Barney Frank School of Penile Inspection, you will be sent to a hands-on job in sub-Saharan Africa to help the sub-Saharan Africans with their penile inspection. This will be fully funded by the taxpayers' money, and it will not cost you a dime. You will be provided a good salary, a GS ranking, and accommodations in sub-Saharan Africa. If you are interested, we are hiring men and women to join the penile inspection process. Please go to the website at www.usda.gov. And by the way, hippies are people too, and you should not beat them up in a public street. Thank you for your time.
Anyway, sorry guys, I just hadn't heard that one in a while. Once, in case you don't know, that's actually based on reality. They actually sit people down there. Somebody correct me in the chat room or not. I forget exactly what it was for. It was either, I don't know, they sent them there literally to check out. It's kind of a spoof, but ow, thank you, baby. I just got shot in the head with a little toy. Sorry. Little
That's
toy
fun.
missile from his new toy just got shot in the ear. Oh. Son, go watch your game. No, baby, I don't want to be shot anymore. Okay. Anyways, and I'm going to find this link real quick. There was some new pictures that I found from evidence showing the pre-Incans riding, where is it? Riding Stegosauruses and sitting on top of...
You had posted some links earlier this week about that, right? The dinosaurs.
Yeah. These were that first day, which you sent me that link on the that cartoon. Tell people about this cartoon because I really didn't know about that.
Yeah. Okay, because that's my thing. It's TV is really big on giving you clues on what's going on.
Hence the WebBot predictions. But yeah, keep going.
Yeah. So the whole Dinosaurs TV show was along that lines. It was about these dinosaurs from outer space. And they were on a planet that was on the other side of our sun, and that's why we could never see it. We never noticed it because we were always on the other side. And they decided to come visit us, and there's another group of dinosaurs that are evil, and they're trying to take over the world, while the ones that are trying to help us are trying to help, and they initiate these kids on their team to help them fight against the evil Tyrannosaurus Rex, He's pretty cool. It was a pretty cool cartoon. But if you look at all the stuff and all the talk about reptilians now and outer space, and they being from the Draconis constellation, that's all. You think about, man, okay, well, maybe this cartoon didn't make this up, maybe they
Maybe we actually do have a community past memories, memories that exist from the past that we just tend to ignore and think that they're dreams and stuff, but things that we actually feel in reality actually tend to, or that we feel in the subconscious tend to manifest themselves physically in reality. And that's what I'm seeing too as well, that no matter what, like The Simpsons predicting 9/11, that still trips me out, how
much is that with the Simpsons? That's owned by Fox and Rupert Murdoch.
Exactly.
So how much of that is being coincidence, and how much of that is okay? Well, we have to at least warn you.
For real, it's the Disclosure Project, which. Okay, people, seriously, I know I say this every time I say this, but seriously, if anybody shows up or if the government shows up and tells you here's an alien, they didn't come from anywhere but here. I promise you that, okay?
Of course.
No matter what. They're trying to fool you just so that they have more control and they can institute us basically not traveling and all that kind of good stuff so they can retain control because they're starting to lose it because we are waking up, we are seeing things, and they're starting to get scared, so they're running things a little bit different. But the guy that's in charge of the Disclosure Project, which, by the way, people, Disclosure Project was funded by Rockefeller Foundation, and we all know about the Rockefellers. Come on, if that alone isn't enough to like make people turn around and say, what the hell's going on, then, you know, slap them. I don't know. This seems a little bit too obvious. Yeah, it's a little bit too obvious that this is not right in so many different ways.
It's obvious to some, but, you know, the general mass population is like, just tell me what's right and what's wrong.
It's like, I have faith in mankind. I don't know about all of every man, but, yeah. But Stephen Greer,
my faith in mankind is that I have faith that everybody has the ability to wake up. Do I believe that everybody will? Yeah. I don't know. People, with, especially when it comes to religion, they are diehard about religion. They're diehard about their beliefs.
Yeah, it's amazing. Stephen Greer, in himself, he was in charge of, including CSETI, which is the Center for the Study of Extraterrestrial Intelligence, run by Rockefeller, of course. He's in charge of the Press Club, or the National Press Club, which, if anybody looks, is connected, of course, with the Bohemian Club. It has the owl, it has the lamp, and it all has to do with the construction of buildings in Washington, D.C. But a long time ago, we were taught, no, man, there's been no evidence so far that anybody's ever been able to find the missing link. It seriously appears that man really did just appear. Now, I'm not saying we were literally created. Now, that does not discount, you know, the whole Anunnaki theories and anything like that, but we need to start, instead of thinking that that's the end of it, okay, well, we were created by mortal beings, what did they believe in? Because, you know, this world, this whole universe was set in motion by something and was set to do something, and they have belief system as well, and maybe they were the creators. Maybe they are meant to create life. They've done many different versions, and hence why they found the bones that were crushed with text that said these were the weird creatures, you know, the ones with the half man, half bird, half lion, you know. And the Egyptians, the Egyptians mummified every other animal that we can find here, but these they crushed, hid under a huge block with warnings and a text saying these are the ones that we messed up on, and yeah, we ignore that. You know, we think, oh, that's just stories. That never really happened. Okay, people, look at the Chinese zodiac, or the years of the Chinese calendar, you know. Every other animal, except for the dragon, exists in reality. So why would they have one mythical creature?
Exactly.
And when did the word dinosaur come into the dictionary? It wasn't until, the 1800s?
I think 1841, I think.
Right? So what happened before then?
It's like people believed in dragons. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, I think what it is, and if people, like I said, people have to step outside the box. If you look at every culture has a myth or story about dragons or some type of reptilian-type creature or god. And it's not only that they're dragons, and see, this is what because we've been taught, we gotta get outside of what we've been taught. We've been taught that dinosaurs existed billions of years ago, and
we used to walk around on our knuckles and beat women over the head to drag them back to the cave.
Exactly. And then we were also taught that dinosaurs were really dumb. You know, that they had small brains, right?
Yes. Like the Neanderthals, right?
Yeah, if you look at every other culture, though, outside of what we've been taught in our history, dragons are very intelligent.
Yes.
Every story talks about how dragons are intelligent and they communicate. And most of the most of the kings and royalty were not run by dragons, but they had an association with these dragons.
Hey, I see. Hold on. I see ABC joined us. I don't know how you logged yourself in when it didn't like mute you or anything. So hi, ABC.
Hey, how you doing? Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. ABC, this is Montre ABC.
Hey, how you doing, Montre?
Doing good.
Well, there's two reasons I called. First, I just got this headset, so I wanted to see if this microphone worked any better, because I was having some trouble. People were telling me that I was sounding.
You sound a little sick there.
Yeah, the past couple of days I had this cold and my nose is stuffed up, but it's getting better day by day.
It's that weather time,
Yeah. Well,
he's in the same area too. We're all around Dallas, so.
Okay, so you guys know the weather just turned in the past. I don't know, this past week got really cold compared to what it had been.
I know.
Yeah. So at any rate, what I was calling about though was, I love when the topic comes up about the aliens and aliens, and I kind of assume that a lot of people, roll their eyes and here we go with that. But what I like is that people are open-minded and open to the possibilities that, as long as you understand that much of what we've been taught is BS, then I think you should be open enough to the possibilities of what's out there. I don't know about what it actually is. I do think that it's likely that there's life forms out there aside from this Earth. But aside from that, though, I'm open to the possibilities.
It's amazing. So far, like some of the old texts that they keep trying to hide tend to show that, from what we can tell so far, and this is really hard because a lot of it's been suppressed, so it's coming up in fragments at this point. But it seems more or less that man really did do everything that's here, and there was also a race before us they were giants, and they keep finding hundreds of skeletons that, of humans, because of their, the way they are done. They are human. They were just 14 to 20 feet tall. We found hundreds of skeletons like that existed before, and they apparently built tunnels and a lot of the large things that we cannot even duplicate today. But beyond that, it seems that they did every other culture as well, including the Dogons, which most people should look into the Dogons. Montreal, we actually studied that tribe. And it's amazing to think that this one tribe that's totally isolated in Africa and everything else still lives like outside of mainstream society and doesn't really have contact with civilized society for that matter. And they are aware of the 3 stars that are in the Pleiades system.
Right.
And they can tell you exactly. Yeah, and they were told, and their stories say that they're beings from space. They're one God, which to me, seriously, the way it sounds is it's Inky. And okay, the thing about the Sumerians, people that are familiar, I hate to tell you this if you're white, because this is one of those things that can really kick you in the ass. But Inky, seriously, he had a major affinity for those that were connected to the earth, and he tended to go back to the original cultures, and he truly likes the black communities that exist that are still separated from society. Those are the ones that he's connected to, the father of man, And this is what is said in the Sumerian text. But that's where he's connected, and it sounds like more than anything that's who is communicating with them. But they still have access to star data that we don't have access to because we have only recently been able to even discover it from long-range telescopes. But a Dogon tribe who has no access to electricity or anything else has knowledge of this, and we think that, they're just lying? These are just stories, right?
Well, one thing that I would just kind of add to that is, and I'm familiar with that tribe. I remember reading about how they identified, like you said, a couple of these stars to some civilized scientist that was out there doing some studies. And, we found out years later that those stars did, in fact, exist. But I think that the biggest issue and the biggest problem that we have with this alien thing is it, confronts or it collides with people's religious views. Wait a minute, no, that's not possible.
Which is run by the church, and whether anybody believes it, it's still the cabal. And the only people that separated it originally were. And came from the Roman Church as well, because the Church was all designated by those in control, and the Catholic Church, I'm sorry, people, is not really religion, okay? That's people that are keeping the control and keeping the truth from you. But the Jesuits, has anybody ever really looked into the Jesuits? Because it seems to be that they're the ones that came about with the secret societies and started the Illuminati. To keep the information where they were, which they were instructed originally by the Catholic Church to do so. And now it seems that since things are coming out into the open and the Illuminati now are bringing, all this stuff is coming to surface, the Catholic Church, to keep in power now, the Pope is deciding to sacrifice its once secret soldiers now to the fire to save themselves so they retain control, but that's just what I've come across lately. But that's just my opinion. So what do you think?